Good morning, boys and girls. Today we are going to be doing an activity that has to do with birds. The first thing that you will need to do for this activity is you will need to go and look outside a window in your home. And I want you to come back with a bird in your brain that you saw outside. Now, if you don't see any birds outside, that's okay. You're just going to think about a bird that you have seen outside before, especially now in the springtime. So go ahead and go look out your window and then come back. Welcome back, boys and girls. Nice job going to look for a bird. Now remember, if you didn't see a bird, that's okay. But in the winter, a lot of birds fly away and then come back in the summer. It's too cold for them up here, so they'll fly south, which we kind of live at the top of the United States, right, which is called the East Coast. And they fly all the way down south where it's warm. And if you've ever been to Florida, you know that Florida is really, really warm. And that's kind of the area that they fly down to stay safe in the winter. So, boys and girls, I want you to sit and think about if you didn't see any bird outside, I want you to sit and think about your favorite bird that you see outside your window. In Miss Jessi's yard, I see blue jays. They're so beautiful. I see cardinals. I see robins. I live kind of near the water, so I see seagulls. I see a lot of seagulls, and I have actually two big swans that live in my river right behind my house. But I want you to think of a bird that builds a nest to keep its family safe. So usually when birds are building a nest, they go out and they find whatever they possibly can to build the nest. So one of the things a bird goes out to find are twigs. So I have a brown piece of paper here. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be making a nest with a little birdie in the nest. And that's why I want you to remember what kind of bird you want to put in the nest. So the first thing you're going to do is we're going to think about things that go in a nest. One of the things that I can think of are twigs. But what I'm going to do is take my scissors and I am going to cut strips of brown paper, and I am going to pretend that they are twigs, because birds will go out, like I said, and they will find anything they can, to cotton balls, to sometimes trash, which is really sad. That's why we have to keep our planet really clean as much as we can, but they mostly use twigs. So after I cut my brown strips of paper, I'm going to pretend that they're twigs. I'm going to cut them into pieces like this. So that way, now I have a lot of twigs. And after I cut them into pieces, I'm going to go ahead and take my glue and glue my twigs on the plate. And after I'm done gluing my twigs on the plate, I think I'm going to try and add some grass onto the plate. Because I have noticed, anytime I've ever seen a nest, I've noticed that there is some green in their nest. And I'm going to go ahead and say that's grass. That's my guess at what it is. I don't really know for sure. Whenever I do see a bird's nest, I try to stay far away to not scare the mama away from her babies. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take my green paper and cut some grass. So I'm going to take one strip and I'm going to cut the pieces just a little bit smaller. Okay? So boys and girls, once you've glued on all of your twigs and your grass, I want you to finish building your best nest and then come on back and we'll talk about what we're going to do next. Okay, boys and girls, welcome back. I hope you had fun building your nest. So this is Miss Jessi's nest. So I put a lot of twigs and I just put some grass in there as well. This is kind of what I think of when I think of a nest. Boys and girls, I love seeing blue jays outside of my house. So I think I'm going to add a little blue jay into my nest. And draw a blue jay with a black marker on a piece of paper. So I'm going to draw it up here in the corner so I can save my paper if I want to make something else another day. And you're just going to ask a parent to draw this shape right here on the paper. It's kind of like an oval with a nice thick line, because I want you boys and girls to practice cutting this out right on the black line. Now remember, it's okay if you need help or it doesn't come out perfect. That is okay. We're just here to learn and do the best that we can. So you're going to just cut right on the black line until it's all cut out, and we're going to glue our bird into our nest. So my birdie is all done. So I'm going to take my birdie, and on the side where I can see the black marker, I'm going to put glue on my bird and put him right in the nest. Now, boys and girls, if you want to add some eggs to the nest or little baby birdies, I think that would be so cute, and you can do whatever you want. You can add anything else you want. Now, I'm going to take this orange piece of paper and make the birdie's mouth. So I am going to do an upside down triangle. Add it onto my birdie. Again, the glue on the side where we can see the lines. And stick it right on my birdie for his mouth. And then Miss Jessi would usually use googly eyes, but I don't have any googly eyes at my house. So I'm going to take this black marker and I'm going to make 2 eyes, and I want my birdie to be a girl. So I'm going to give it eyelashes, and there we go. Our little birdie in the nest is all done. I worked really hard and just tried my best, and now I can look at this little birdie in its nest and be so happy that it's spring. Because boys and girls, now the weather is getting nicer, the birdies are coming back, we can hear them chirping outside. Boys and girls, we're going to talk about the differences between winter and spring and fall and summer, but I want you to start thinking, has there been any changes since we have switched seasons? Since winter is all done and we are now in spring, has there been any changes? I don't know. We're going to come and talk about it tomorrow, and maybe we'll have to do a fun spring activity. Boys and girls, I miss you all so much. I hope you had fun making the birdie in the nest, and I will see you all tomorrow.